Ciao mi bella gente di Bayreuth. Mi chiamo Jesus Florido e ti parlo da Los Angeles, California. Sono molto felice di essere qui con te. Hola mis queridos de Bayreuth, les habla Jesús Florido de Los Ángeles, California y estoy muy feliz de estar aquí con ustedes, aunque sea por video. Hi my beautiful people from Bayreuth, this is Jesus Florido speaking to you from Los Angeles, California. I am very happy to be here with you today, at least on video. So let's talk electric violin, shall we? So electric violin. First of all, I want to thank Rudolf for inviting me. This was an amazing opportunity because I always say when I talk to people about electric violin that I've been with a very specific agenda since I started doing this to make the electric violin a legitimate instrument. Electric violin is the future of string playing. There's so many options, so many possibilities, so many uncharted territories that we're just beginning to scratch the surface. So I try to educate as much with my performances as try to educate groups of students like yourselves when I get every opportunity. And I've done this all over the world for the last 25 years. So when talking about electric violins, to me, as a violinist, I went to the conservatory, I play classical music, I still do. And as you well know, it's all about sound. You have to have a good sound. So an electric violin is exactly the same. It's all about sound. But now we can alter that sound. We can use distortion, wahs, delays, you name it. You're going to be in this class, you're going to be bombarded with all this wonderful information for all these amazing musicians that bring their wealth of experience. But we are all going to agree about tone. The difference is that in an acoustic violin, the tone comes out of the box and the piece of wood, and every single part has something to do with that. You know, your color. In the electric violin, also that's the case, but in this case, it's an electrical signal. So the type of pickup that you use is very important because that's what carries the sound into whatever you're going to go. Either if you're going into a pedal board, you're going straight into an amp, you're going into an iPhone or an iPad, the signal that you send is very important. So make sure you have a very good preamp. That's rule number one, and I'm sure you'll hear this from all of us. Strength of signal, it's very important. Then the possibilities are endless. In my particular case, I'm going to talk about what inspires me. Every time from the beginning, my first violin, I got a Barkus Berry, purple Barkus Berry, because Jean-Luc Ponty, my dear mentor, had one. At that time, I didn't know him yet. I got that violin when I was 13 years old because I saw him on a cover of a record that I bought. And I said, I want one like that. And when I was 15 years old, I went to New York to study Juilliard. And I walked into a music store and I said, I want a violin like this. And I showed him the record. And the guy had no idea what I was talking about, but I finally figured it out, and we ordered, and I got my first Barkus Berry. That I plugged that into a very cheap crate amp, little box, and I had a Crybaby wah pedal. That was the beginning. With that, I started playing on a ska band. Ska, S-K-A, it's cool music, kind of a little bit of punk rock type. And from that on, it went on through lots of experimentation because there's no books until Joe Dennison wrote his. There's so many others, of course, as well. But at the time, there was nothing. There was nothing in the libraries. It was all about me listening to records and trying to emulate some of those sounds. Jean-Luc Ponty, obviously, and the Mahavishnu Orchestra was another big. Jean-Luc was also a player, but also Jerry Goodman, who I consider one of the musicians, violinists, from the violin point of view, that have influenced me the most. Jerry Goodman is very special to me. But it was all about experimentation. Obviously, distortion is the first one that I tried, and wah. And then I discovered delay. The powerful things that you can do with delay, with the subdivisions, with the ping pong delay, with the stereo delay. And now it's endless possibilities because the technology that we currently have is amazing. If you use a multi-pedal or you use single pedals, whatever is your choice, even if you use an iPad. I have 4 different setups for different situations. Sometimes I need my iPad and I use different apps to handle the sound. Sometimes I have my Helix. It's an all-in-one unit. And I have also my big old board with all kinds of pedals that it keeps revolving, as we all have all kinds of them. You start collecting them and trying them and putting this one before that one and the delay after the wah after the you start moving them around. What is the best part of this whole process is the experimentation. But nothing is more important than your sound. So keep your focus on that. Listen to records. Listen to the historical records, to the way Jean-Luc played, Jerry Goodman, all those old guys. Even if you go all the way back to Papa John Creech, that didn't have very good sound but had incredible chops. See, even them didn't have the knowledge that we have now. So I'm really looking forward to you guys, the next generation, to take even what we have done so far to the absolutely stratosphere, because technology is so much more accessible right now. And information. Look, you're over there and I'm all the way over here and I'm sending you a note with some tips and some recommendations. And obviously everybody else that Rudolph invited, who are all my dear friends and amazing musicians, have the same stories. I mean, I think we all can agree on that. It's all about experimentation, good sound, having fun, and being creative. It's my favorite part is being creative. All the possibilities that I can do with an electric violin in my hands is endless, endless. I will, at the end of this video, I'm going to leave you with a song that I played many times and recorded this video with my old band, Nima Collective. It's a power trio with electric violin, Chapman stick, and drums. With that band, we played together for about 15 years. We toured the world. We made 5 albums. And it was great schooling for me. It was absolutely amazing school. Because the Chapman stick also had a lot of effects, and we learned together, and he taught me a lot of things. I taught him feeling, collaboration is very important. The fact that you're all here together in this class is something that I wish I would have had when I was your age. And I'm very happy to help and to provide some inspiration. Please, the fact that you're here makes you special. You're special to me. The fact that you have interest in electric violin, you are special to me. You are dear to my heart because you are the future. And I'm looking forward to all the wonderful performances and crazy things that you're going to do in this class and beyond. Keep in touch. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. My website is jesusflorido.com. On Instagram and Twitter, I go by @LatinFiddler. And I'll be happy to answer questions, to serve as a mentor, and help out in any way I can. Reach out to all of us. Listen. One advice, listen to a lot of music. Listen to a lot of music. There's some amazing players here that have incredible sounds. And if we talk to among each other, we always exchanging information, I've called Joe the other day for things, and Joe, send me your book. I need to read it. And he immediately put it in the mail and sent it to me. There's lots of collaborations, and this is what I hope this class will do for you. Expose you to new frontiers, to new sounds, to new techniques. The electric violin is an amazing instrument. Enjoy it, and please keep in touch. So for this particular song, I want to leave you with a version that we did of Lil Wayne. And in this particular song, I use both acoustic and electric because those 2 instruments are dear to me, obviously. But even with my acoustic, it has effects. And then I leave you with a little treat for Machine Gun at the end. So have fun and keep in touch. Ciao.